Hey, greetings everybody. This is Thunder Hands. My friends call me Thunder, and I haven't been on in a while, but I felt like I really should do a show today. And I want to talk about several things actually, but the most pressing thing, and I've told people this over and over and over again, and maybe now they will listen. I don't know what it'll take, but this recent storm in the Philippines is unheard of. I mean, basically what they're saying is it is the worst storm that ever made landfall in the history of the quote unquote world. Now, from a pilot's perspective, of which I am, I have all my ratings: multi-engine, instrument, commercial, flight instructor, and I also was certified as a meteorologist at one point when I was putting in an airport for somebody. And I look at things like this. Now, when you're a pilot and you're landing, like say I used to fly down to Mexico a lot, bush flying. There's a lot of winds down there, and if you had a 25 knot crosswind, I'm just talking 25 knots, which is close to 25 miles per hour. If you had a 25 knot crosswind, it was hairy landing that airplane. In fact, I could do it because I was a flight instructor and I knew how to do such things. But other people would just keep going around circles. The point I'm trying to make here is 25 knots alone is strong. Okay? 50 knots, you might as well forget about landing. There's a technique that you could do it, but it's hard because of the properties of wind. Okay? So when what we're talking about with this storm was sustained winds, okay, of 195 miles per hour. 195 miles per hour. Let that sink in. You wouldn't even be able to stand up outside. You would be blown away. Now, if that wasn't bad enough, the wind gusts were reported at up to 300 miles per hour. Now, if anybody thinks this is normal for a storm, or that, this happens every day, I tell them to go and Google and look at some of the imagery that's coming in from the Philippines right now, because they say there's 9.5 million people displaced. That's a nice word for being homeless or out in the cold, no electricity, no food, no water, and no way to get to these people because humanitarian efforts have been failing to get to certain points because they just can't get there. Now, the reports are coming in that if there isn't already, they expect 10,000 people have lost their lives. And if you look at the pictures, I mean, cities are just flattened. It looks like Hiroshima. It looks like Nagasaki. It looks like a nuclear bomb. Now, I understand people are probably seeing this, but the impact of this is on a psychological and spiritual level for me is, outside the envelope. I mean, it's incomprehensible. I mean, Sandy was bad enough, that storm on the East Coast, but this? Now, I'm going to speculate a little here, or I'm going to offer some suggestions. There are people that follow this kind of thing as far as what's going on with the weather wars or weather modification and HARP and all these facilities. And there's many facilities spread around the planet. Okay. It's not just HARP. Every country has their version, every major power structure. And they test these things out just like they're testing out the chemtrails. They're spraying aluminum oxide. I believe that's the name, aluminum oxide, in the clouds or in the air. Why are they doing this? Would you beat up your mother? That's the question I want to ask. Would you beat up your mother? Or would you watch people beat up your mother? Or your wife, or any Mother Earth type figure? And that's what I'm talking about here, is Mother Earth. Okay? Because she is our mother. Now, many people might want to say, well, maybe this is Mother Earth, reacting. Well, yes, it is Mother Earth reacting. And if Mother Earth gets irritated by having radio beam particles bounced off the ionosphere and back down to Earth and into her normally normal pattern of the jet stream and the rotation of the Earth and the Coriolis effect, all kinds of things, factors here. And you know what they do is they shoot these beams up into the ionosphere, and the ionosphere is like the protective coating of the womb. We're in the womb, and it's a layer of protective air, for lack of a better word, that surrounds the planet from space, separates it from space, is the best way I can put it. So when they shoot these radio beams up and actually bend the ionosphere out, which they do, and then release it and it snaps back, it affects the Earth. It can cause earthquakes. It's microwave, it's Star Wars stuff that came in when Reagan was talking about Star Wars and protecting us from the evil empire, which was Russia and all this stuff. This technology has been developed a long time ago. Even Tesla, Nicholas Tesla, had this technology, and they stole it. And he died under mysterious circumstances. So, not to get off on a tangent here, but what have I been saying over and over and over again about how mankind is affecting the planet? Basically, he's allowing Mother Earth to get beat up on. It's like taking punches to the face. And we're going to take punches to the face, because 10,000 people dead, and that's just initial numbers. Wait till the disease and the lack of food and water and all of that stuff kicks in. Wait till it kicks in. And what have I said many times about being self-sufficient, learning how to live off nature? I mean, man, they don't even have any excuse me, they don't even have any nature to live off of, to be truthful with you. And people are flipping out just like I said they would, looting, rioting, and it's not exactly their fault. Some people are breaking into stores because there's nobody there and they need food. What would you do? And other people are being malicious and stealing things like TVs and stuff that what are they going to plug it into? I mean, people just go berserk when stuff like this happens. The shit has literally hit the fan here. So I thought that I should make this video and tell you that, you know, this is why I do the things I do, but I get frustrated again because I tell people about prophecy that predicted this. And so, you know, another thing I want to talk about today is something that I'm working on, that I have been working on for many, many years. But I've been more diligent about it lately because I learn from it. And I've been looking into Hopi prophecy and Hopi predictions and Hopi cosmology and Hopi history and mythology, and not only because I grew up in Arizona and knew some of these people, but also because I'm interested in it. So what I'm working on right now is a video, or you could call it a CD, or I guess it would be called a DVD if it was on a disc, and I might put it on a disc. But I'm going to pause here for a minute so I can bring up a picture of what I'm working on. Okay, so this is a cover. As you can see, it says the Hopi Prophets or Prophecies, Ceremony and Culture by Thunderhand. So I thought I'd just give you a quick shot of the cover of this DVD or video that I'm going to do, and I'm going to explain a little bit more about it now. So just hold on here. Okay, so in my studies, I've gotten deep, deep, deep into what went down before, what's going down now, the different ceremonies, what they mean, the different predictions, the different prophecies, the different clans, the migratory patterns, what went down before. I mean, there are just tons and tons of facts in this video. And I also, in the process of doing this video, have had certain things revealed to me by spirit and by my own deductions and my own power of reasoning regarding what went down before, how the previous worlds were destroyed, and how emergence happened with those worlds, and what destroyed them, and how they were destroyed, which gives me a good insight as to what's coming up here. And I have discovered some things that I didn't know before, because you never know, you can never know enough about Hopi people. Their ceremonies even are steeped in mysticism, and they won't even tell you what they're really about unless you have inside friends or facts or whatever. And you have to really dig down to get this stuff. And it's going to be, now this video is going to be 45 minutes long, or maybe longer. It could be an hour. And the only way that you're going to get to see this video, I'm sorry, but this is the only way I can, is by subscription basis. And that means simply that I upload the video to YouTube in a private manner so that only those that receive my link through an email will be able to view it. And also, most who have, like, I have Chrome as a browser, and I can download the video. So you could, if you have Chrome as a browser, or if it'd be easy to just get Chrome as a browser, and then you can just do it to download. But what I'm saying is I think you can download the video, but it doesn't matter because I'm going to leave it there forever. So you will just go to this link that I send you, and you will be able to view the whole 45-minute video, and this will be done after I get a donation of $15, and I think that's fair for all the work that I put into it. $15 through PayPal, and I'll announce when I'm ready to do this, because I'm not ready to do it yet. I'm still working on it, but it should be finished soon. And I know a lot of people are interested in this, but this is work. Okay? And this takes hours and hours of combing through information and meditating upon it and thinking about all the different angles and coming up with a new insight. I would say that there's going to be new revelations. And I suppose at some point way down the road, I don't know, maybe not, I might make it available for free, but not now. And now is when it's needed. Okay? And I don't want you to think I'm being selfish, because I could use the donations, and that's what I call it, a donation, and you give me something and I give you something in return. That's the way it has to be. That's the only way it should be. People should give anyway, but they don't. And I have made many hours and hours of radio shows, and I've written many posts, so I don't feel any kind of problem with this. Okay? This is something you should have if you want to know what's going to be going down. And I'll even go so far as to say that there could be very good information in here about what's coming up as far as how the emergence will happen, how it will be, the destruction will be brought about. I'm seeing a very clear picture, okay, of this. So rather than go to some new age guru or workshop or buy some new age book, it's not going to help you at all, really. It's a feel good, oh, I feel fuzzy all over, it feels so good, but it doesn't really help you. And it's not going to help you, and it's not going to inform you like this video will inform you. And if nothing else, you will learn everything there is to know, not everything, but a good deal about the Hopi people, their culture, their mythology, their ceremonies, their words, their gods and goddesses, their practices, and why they live to be 120 years old with no connection to society. So anyway, I wanted to tell you about that while I was thinking about it. I didn't make this video specifically for that, but I'd be lying to say that I didn't plan on including it. Because when I see things that happen, like with this storm in the Philippines, it verifies things that I'm learning about what's coming up. So I would, if I were you, I would seriously consider looking for, and if you want to tell me ahead of time by emailing me or whatever, that's fine, that you're interested, you can do that. But I will make an announcement when it's ready. If and when it gets ready, who knows what's going to happen tomorrow? I don't know. You know. I mean, anything could happen and this will be lost to history. At least I know it, but be nice if you knew it. And the only way that I seem to be able to garner appreciation is to, and other people offer things on a subscription basis. Doesn't mean like you're going to pay $15 over and over. It's just a one-time deal and you get the video and you can do whatever you want with it. Although I would ask that you don't share it with others unless they make the donation, because then they're cheating you and me. So if you want that, I'm a trustworthy soul. You can do what you want, but this is going to be important information for you. And like I say, it's just going to be good information. But getting back to this storm, it's unheard of. It's a sign, okay? It's definitely a sign. Because when you start having natural events that haven't happened in the history of the world, okay, quote unquote, something's going on. You can believe whatever you want to believe about whether it's weather modification or whether it's but just let me tell you a little bit about that. Microwave beams have been seen on video, on radar, preceding these events. Circular, perfectly circular microwave being shot from somewhere. And like I was talking about before with the bouncing of the rays off the ionosphere, this is a known fact. This is all documented. This is not thunder going off on some kind of tangent and daydream or conspiracy theory or any of that stuff. This is all documented fact by the agencies themselves. People just have to look into it, that's all. But HARP is there, and these NEXRAD and all these cloud seeding, chemical trails. This is all real stuff, folks. I don't want to hear this. Oh, that's so unreal. I don't know if I can believe that. Can you believe a storm with 195 knot cross, winds, destructive winds? I mean, flattening cities, whole cities flattened, like right now, not tomorrow. No food on the shelves, no water, people wandering around like zombies, quote unquote, from one source, in a daze. What happened? Oh. And I feel for those people, because it's like they didn't expect this. Do you expect that? Do you expect that one day you're just going to get slammed by something horrific from nature that could possibly be because of man messing with nature, just like he messed with the atom bomb and what the Hopi call the gourd of ashes? Atomic structure. So what do you think they're doing with other things like radio beams and particle beams and stuff that they can shoot clear across the continent? Things that, and you know what this does? It heats up a specific area, okay, and heat is what generates a storm. And it causes a circular, if there's already a circular pattern forming, it can cause it to go chaotically nuts, or it can stop it. But maybe they don't know, or maybe they do know. what they're doing. But let me tell you, this would not be the first time that something has gotten out of control with technology, like the many diseases and everything else that they're causing, like the flesh-eating bacteria and stuff down in the Gulf that's popping up now, and because of the chemicals they sprayed to subdue the oil, which is a chemical. That's real brilliant, isn't it? Fighting a chemical with a chemical. Man, where do they dig these people up? So anyway, before I get too intense, um, think about this, okay? And I'm going to put my links to Spirit of Crazy Horse and the Native American Taoist, which are my websites, down here below. Pass this video around if you consider it important. If you don't, shine it on. You know, I go on Facebook and I put something on there. I put a picture, a nice picture on there, say of a Native American or Apache or something, and it's like 50,000 views. No, not that many, but a lot. And then I put something about what a tribal person would think is important concerning Mother Earth. It's like 2, 3 views, 4 views. Oh yeah. Now, is it Facebook doing this, or are people just dumb? That's what I want to know. And one last thing I want to touch on here is that when things like this happen, that's when you really know who your friends are. That's what, you know, when you really have to band together, when you really have to get together just to survive and trust one another. And I want to say right now that anybody out there that calls themselves a friend of another person better live up to it. They better live up to it and not play games or manipulate or, you know, be indecisive about whether they want to be a friend if that person is coming from the heart. It's important to have friends right now, and there are none. Not really. It's not just saying you're a friend or saying I love you, it's showing it. Show it. Don't just say it, okay? This is coming from on high, above, down through me. Don't be a hypocrite. Don't speak with a forked tongue. Time is critical. There is no time. We're out of time. So get on the stick. Alright, I'm going to leave it there today. I want to say to everybody out there that I really care about mankind in general as a whole, and I love mankind, and I love the planet, and I love you all, and blessings to you all, but remember, don't let them beat your mother up, okay? Don't. And learn more about prophecy and so forth and so on. And listen to people that speak from the heart like I'm doing with you right now. So I'll leave it there. Adios, blessings to you all, and I'm out of here. Roger, over and out.